One of the fastest growing space tech markets is the defense market, and with SpaceX IPO, Redwire, RDW, and RDWU has been growing tremendously over the last few months. This morning, we were just trading in the photonics market, looking at some of the data center infrastructure. We were able to notch out about $3,400 on just a $10,000 investment over here. If you ever want to tune on into our daily live trading sessions or have me teach you how to invest and trade, first link below or the second link for Stockmate and get a free t-shirt when you join. And speaking of our live sessions, while this has been a pretty good profit, we've had over 10 people in our community make over 100% investing in Redwire stock. And it's not because we told them to buy, it was just because we had the insights for them to be able to make better decisions around the company. And today we see them pull back just a little bit. So whether you're trading Rocket Lab or LUNR or Black Sky, you're still going to be looking at Redwire as one of the top companies in focus, even if you're not fully aware of what they got going on. We started covering them around about $3-5 a share. We've seen them rally up to 26, back down into this $5-7 range. And now we see them back up to as high as $26 a share before recently pulling back. Now, part of the catalyst for why the space tech market really took off, obviously, is because of the SpaceX IPO and all the anticipation with Elon's new launch. But at the same time, you also have the big Blue Origin explosion. I've watched a few rocket launches in my day, and I love to see rocket launches. I've never seen an explosion, but if there was an explosion, almost always when there is, the market pulls back. And that's kind of what we saw, right from this peak around 26.50, they started to sell back down. Now, they also were at a previous resistance at 26.50 that they previously got rejected at. Last time they got rejected, they sold down from 26 all the way down here to about $6 a share. And that was in a very short period of time with consecutive red days. But I will say that nowadays, if you look at the moves and see that potential sell down, it's possible, but it's more than likely they're going to continue to hold some levels between this $15 to $25 range. They're extremely volatile, but once again, watching that nearest resistance is key. Now, there's a lot of companies building infrastructure up in space. You got AST building these 5G networks for cellular devices. You got Black Sky building these high-tech, super high fidelity imagery of down on Earth. And then you also have, SpaceX, obviously, and Rocket Lab. But when you look at Redwire, they've got some big missions. You got Artemis 2 missions. They're also doing a lot of defense tech that is integrated into the big $151 billion space dome deal. So they're a part of not just that $151 billion deal, they're also part of numerous defense contracts. Along with the Artemis 2, they're also a part of a $2.6 billion deal that they signed back in Colorado Springs. I actually was able to see them sign this contract in person. I was behind the camera, actually, not taking the photo, but I was, watching it happen. Back in 2025, they signed this $2.6 billion deal. And then shortly, around that recent surge with all of the defense spending with the Golden Dome contracts, they then signed that $151 billion deal that they're a part of as well. They got 20 million here, 20 million there. They're having a few different contracts in the drone slash U.S. Army reconnaissance and these different tactical war type aerial systems. They're called UASs, and they have been developing those. So they're actually pretty heavy on the defense side, but where they've had the most integrity in their growth and why we've kind of been covering them and investing in them since around $5-6 a share, and why so many people continue to follow them, I think is because of their solid financials. There's a lot of companies that are out there. You got Black Sky, Planet Labs, but you look at some of them like ASTS, or you look at some of the newer guys that are starting to get some growth in the last few years, but still haven't really turned any profits, which you're not expecting profits, but that they're just at valuations that are so high compared to their revenues or compared to their balance sheets. That just hasn't been the case when we're looking at the financials over through Prophecy. So if you guys aren't familiar with Prophecy, you can search up any stock and get the best models in the world, if you're trying to keep up with a lot of different tickers, it can be very helpful to use a software like Prophecy. It's good on phone, mobile, or on desktop, and you can see different projections into any stock. There have been some negative correction projections for Redwire. Gemini is fairly bearish into the next month. Gemini and Claude as well into the next few days under that $20 price point. But you do have, for the long term, the long haul for this company, a lot of projections up into $35 plus, which from a $20 price point is still about 70% gain. And so why is it that they can continue to grow 20, 50, 100% potentially year over year? It's because their market cap has been so low compared to that of their financials, and because they're in the right market at the right time. Institutional buyers, you got BlackRock, you got State Street, you got AE Industrials, Vanguard purchasing shares more than there has been sales, of course. But then you have the big kind of move, which is $1.5 billion in assets with declining liabilities, which is good. 1.5 billion in assets, along with their annual revenue, at least last year, of about 335 million, and then last quarter they're doing about 100 million pretty consistently. So they're doing just a little bit of half the revenue of that of, for example, Rocket Lab, but they're still holding at $1.7 billion market cap. Their revenues and assets alone exceed their current market cap, and that was a lot more attractive and hasn't changed much on the financial side, but a lot more attractive when they were under $1 billion market cap, obviously. But to look at some of the deals that they're a part of, when you look at these $100 billion, $151 billion deals, there is the value that they could potentially capture that would put, if the consistency continues and their balance sheet continues to look good with the over 1.5 billion in assets, you can see them ramping up. It's like a hockey stick how their assets have gone up annually as well. You could see this ramp up of revenue from only 137 million for the whole year of 2021 when they IPO'd into now, they're actually up to over, $100 million in one quarter alone in the last quarter. So I think it's really important to realize that their market cap is still relatively low when you account for those things. Now, the biggest catalyst for the space tech market right now is the SpaceX IPO. But what could happen is if you do get any corrections, and again, I'm holding Redwire, I've been holding for a long time, as you guys know, and we might even look for some shorter term trades to enter in once again. We're kind of just watching over the last 4 trading days, as it peaked out and had that Blue Origin news. But what you might consider is that if there was a pullback, for example, and there was some sell-offs around SpaceX IPO after the fact, which oftentimes companies do dip after the IPO hype, or if you had, let's say, more news leaning in the government side, I don't know that that's going to be a problem because they've already secured so many contracts, so the backlog already looks amazing. But you do have maybe macro or potentially some similar conversations around the Blue Origin explosion that is slowing everything down in Cape Canaveral. But they have their big manufacturing plant that they built over in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which that's where I was born as well. And I live in California, but I do like to see them building out there. And that they have a new contract nearly every quarter. It just makes sense that they continue to see some growth, but they do need to stabilize. The problem is when you get those sell-offs, there's other companies, especially that might not have as much, let's say, balance sheet and revenue that's greater than their current market cap, but their market cap's way higher than all of those things, so that if there is a pullback in the market, they may pull back significantly. So Redwire has some of that risk, you could say, but I would say not as much risk as other companies that might be trading at great premiums way above their current contracts or even real world usage. So I personally seen the real world usage. I think they're good. What we're going to watch though first is to consider this $20 support level. I believe that's where it is. Let's see what Prophecy says. Prophecy does indeed identify that $20 support level with a secondary support at $17 a share. So if we see them break down below 20, You have a $17 a share resistance level, which may act as a support. That's what I'm seeing here at least. Yep, right about there. About 17 bucks a share here. If they sell down, you could see that potential level acting as a resistance or acting as a support if they sell down further. But once again, you're kind of watching the $20 level to see if they hold around this range. And if they do, continuing potentially back up into highs or continuing that hyper bullish trend, as it's probably only about within 2 weeks until the SpaceX IPO, which is, if that continues, the anticipation, that's about a 36% increase to previous levels we just saw. But just to watch that support at $20, because if it does break that, I wouldn't take any really high exposed short-term like trades, but I would continue to hold my long-term stuff. And then if we see some momentum kick in, or maybe even we enter here on a short-term trade, it's very structured, clear support, clear resistance, clear stop losses set with the target profit that is a margin that makes sense, and that we have a much greater margin for profit than that of our risk. If that risk to reward is looking good and everything else, which maybe that would be these levels around $20 into tomorrow and the opportunity is there, then we may end up trading it. If you ever want to tune on into those daily live trading sessions, it's the second link below. If you'd like to get your short-term structured trading more dialed in and your long-term frontier investing in photonics, data centers, defense, semiconductors, robotics, space tech, AI, all the top quantum companies, then I would encourage you to have a look at the first link in the description. There's a lot of things to keep up with, and having a system can really help. And if we can work together, that would be great. Also, if you'd like to keep up to date with all the stocks and get analysis and projections that do anticipate kind of what we're looking at right here with accuracy of over 55% as of the last 6 months, then I would encourage you to have a look at the third link in the description for prophecy. That way you can stay up to date without so much stress keeping up on all the different stocks. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.